What's up, y'all? Welcome back to, week 4 of the NFL season and episode, is this 14? 15?
15.
Episode 15. I've been logging them in the app, so I got the numbers in my head, but clearly not good enough. We're just going to catch up on the week a little bit more. Soon we're going to start having guests, midweek guests, but I guess you and I are playing each other this week, so it's kind of like I'm the midweek guest, and you're going to be having people who are playing each other.
Well, you're playing. I don't know what my team's doing.
Well, you didn't start JMO, did you?
Did he just score?
You just had like a 70-yard touchdown.
Classic.
literally right now, 70-yard touchdown.
I'm so mad.
I'm pretty sure I started him in outmanage as well, so I think that might beat you. That might let me beat you this week.
Oh, you might beat my 60 points. Congrats.
Well, the thing is, I'm still working with your team, so like if all your team is doing badly, I still have to work with what you got.
Did you start Swift?
No, I didn't start. That's how down I am. I didn't even start Swift because I'm so down on him.
Yeah, you and me both. My goodness. All right, that derailed us a little bit, but yes, welcome back. Another week. Logan and I matching up this week, but wasn't pretty. We'll get into that one later, but yeah. Some more things unfolding in the league, whether it's injuries to players or teams that are still surprising or teams that are definitely taking a turn for the worse, like mine. We're going to dig into all that this week and more.
Yeah, I guess you want to start with biggest surprises for the week and biggest disappointments. I feel like that's a good – that can be our segment we start out on, I guess.
Yeah, let me bring something up here so we can keep that fresh in mind.
Jared Goff having quite a day today.
Yeah, he caught a touchdown.
I know. It's kind of fun recording these on Monday while there's football on, because it gives a little bit extra. I don't know, a little extra something to talk about. Not that we don't have plenty to talk about, but it's just fun football being on.
It is. Although a lot of last minute heartbreak. I had a tough loss last week on Monday Night Football when Jamar Chase scored again. So stupid.
It's been
anyway.
Rough start for you in all your leagues, it sounds like.
It really has been. Let me flip over to this one because I'm sick of watching all my leagues lose. But yeah, biggest surprises, I would say is...
It's got to be Riley, right?
It's got to be. I was going to say, I was going down to the matchup to see what happened. He took down Goliath, seemingly. I know I've been saying it, and, a lot of teams or guests have been scared of this team, but maybe you guys are right where we shouldn't overlook the factor of luck in fantasy football and matchups, because Winnie the Bish, Josh's team, it's scary on paper, but stars be putting up duds. People like Josh Allen, Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, Garrett Wilson, Kyle Pitts. Oh my gosh. Putting up duds.
Kyle Pitts has been a dud all year. I don't know if we can consider him a stud. Like, he looked like he had something his rookie year, but since then, nothing. So, yeah. Riley, I don't remember if I used this analogy before. I might have, and I'm using it again, but he is like the Monstars from Space Jam, where he's just like sucking the life out of teams and putting it to them. I say putting it to them. Their Sleeper has like this, it has a luck factor in it. As of this week, Riley has 3 lucky wins. After this week, I'm sure we'll say he has 4 lucky wins, but kind of impressive that he's about to be 4-0. I love it.
Yeah, I guess the only way that doesn't happen is if Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jahmyr Gibbs score a big touchdown, because he's only up by 9.
Which is still on the table.
Still on the table, although I think Lions are going to run this one out because they're up big now.
Yep. Well,
wait, let me just see that big touchdown.
2 scores.
Oh, J-Mo.
That's
2 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm gonna confirm that I started him against you and outmanaged just to see. That'll help me. That'll help me with my weekly winnings. I think I've been going up. I've been beating one more person each week. So.
But are you losing to one more person as well, or are you just adding one?
No. I'm doing everyone in the league each week, and I've been like. The first week, I think I just did 1, but I think that's because I only had me. And the next week, when everyone was there, I beat 2 and then 3. And so, let's see.
Yeah, you're lucky I didn't play this week. I didn't get to outmanage you.
I'm not logged in on my iPad. I'll check later. But yeah, that's tough.
So that was the biggest surprise.
Tough decision for sure.
Yeah.
On both
was
sides of the
Riley.
aisle. Biggest surprise that Riley, won, and the biggest surprise, maybe not biggest surprise, but one of the biggest surprises that Josh's team just put up a dud. After putting up
Yeah,
like
I mean,
150, he like scored half of what he scored last week.
did he really?
He put up like
Wow.
150 last week. Yeah.
I'm gonna go a different route. I'm gonna say biggest surprise has got to be just the cataclysmic injuries to Zach's teams. I guess he didn't have any big ones this week. I mean, Malik sounds like he got a concussion, but maybe he lost another player. Maybe this one isn't surprising then because he's had a rough season.
Who else did he lose?
McBride.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, he had him. His was a concussion too, right? Won't he be back soon?
Yeah, he should be back next week. Mostert's been out for 3 weeks. Marshawn Lloyd, just a handcuff, but
I'm not gonna.
I don't know. I thought Zach's team was going to be better.
I'm
That's all I
pretty
gotta say.
surprised that he's about to be 1-3. Like I thought this was the year that he was going to get past 5 wins, and he's sitting at 1-3. His team has performed like once or twice, and I don't know if he's going to do it. He might be on the track for another 5-win season.
Yeah, very well. I mean, if you extrapolate this one, what's he on track for? 4 wins?
I mean, yeah, like he grabbed DJ Moore, Ramondre Stevenson, Zay Flowers, and then he drafted Malik Neighbors. And it seemed like his team was legitimate. And now they just can't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, Zach's been a letdown. My team's been a letdown. I think Ryan had an uptick of hope. He just got smashed by Corey, Corey's team.
I mean, he's
looking at
getting
this.
smashed by Corey, but that's more of a note on Corey than it is Ryan. Like Ryan's still putting up 110, which is decent. I mean, in the Chuba trade, like who knows when Jonathan Brooks comes back, maybe Chuba will still be effective. But he's still put up a decent amount of points. Corey's team is just really good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Nico Collins looking like a stud. Mike Evans doing what he does.
Derrick Henry.
I mean, Kittle scoring. Yeah, the big one is Derrick Henry. Was the first play from scrimmage was like an 80-yard touchdown. That was wild.
Yeah, that's tough.
You hate to see that as going against that. But, yeah, Ryan's team is solid, though. I mean, I think Madison, surprisingly, the running back to own in Las Vegas, not that it's worth much, but his other players, Gary McLaurin, that stack with
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. I'm not going to lie. Week 1, I had Jaden Daniels in another league. I shipped him off. I was like, this offense is going to be anemic. I mean, I got Jordan Mason in return, so I'm not mad about it. But, yeah, I think that
fair.
stack is going to be interesting moving forward. And then Deontay Johnson with Andy Dalton. I mean, Carolina surprisingly moved off Bryce Young pretty early in the season, but Deontay Johnson is definitely reaping the benefits of that.
Yep. Yeah, now from being under construction, now he's pursuing at least competing. So Ryan made quite the switch, and maybe his team can actually do it.
Yeah, but in a couple minutes here when these Monday night games wrap up, I mean, we're going to have a pretty tight standings. We're going to have a bunch of teams at 2-2. Yeah, honestly, like there's going to be – hold on, let's count them up. There's going to be Blake, Josh Rich, Levy, Ryan.
Is Levy going to win? Oh, wow,
Zach
Levy's going to
Miller.
win. Wow.
Me. So there's going to be at least 6 teams at 2-2. There'll be 1 4-0 team. And then there'll be 2 3-1s. And then 1 0-4.
How many?
Sense? Yeah.
How many 1 and 2?
6. No.
No, 1 and 2. I mean, Chris will be
No,
1 and
there's
2,
4
and Zach will be 1 and 2, or 1 and 3.
1 and
Sorry.
3. Yeah, 2 of those.
Wow. The
mean,
middle's going to be real tight.
Middle's clogging up. I think that's how it goes, right? That push for the 6th playoff spot is always a battle.
Yeah.
Man, no.
I'm really hoping this isn't the first year that every year I've been in the fight for like the 6th spot. I think that my best finished regular season is 5th, maybe. I think maybe last year I got 4th. No, I think I got 5th last year. The year before I was like 6th. So it's tough there. But I don't know. It's competitive enough in the middle that once the middle of the season hits, or once playoffs start, I think anyone will be able to take it any week.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think the highest scores we've seen, and let's take a peek back. Corey scored 155. Last week there was a 154.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a bunch of 120s. Good to know my team can score over 100.
Yeah, wait, when did you last score over 100? Week 1? Week 2? Nice.
And then there's been a 145. So, yeah, 155 is the high watermark this season. I think the league record's like 187 or something.
By Zach.
By Zach. Yeah, of all people. Mr. 5 wins. That was definitely one of them. That'd be hilarious. Well, I guess it's not possible if it's the high score. I was going to say that'd be funny if you lost that week.
Yeah, they want to be the highest score.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, any other... I mean, I feel like it was a pretty low week in general. I don't know, I feel like we had a lot lower scores. Maybe that's just crazy, but Blake kind of looked like he was going to disappoint real early, and then Justin Fields and Chase Brown popped off and kind of saved him. He was worried about losing to Wesley.
I just can't fathom how lucky he was to have Justin Fields, and that, like, he wasn't supposed to be the starter, right? All season it's been Russell Wilson, and then, Justin Fields is going to sit down a little bit, get mentored, whatever you want to say about that situation. And then Russell Wilson has that lingering calf issue. And suddenly Justin Fields is playing football. Meanwhile, Jordan Love got hurt week 1, and Blake was looking like he didn't have a quarterback and he was going to be starting waiver wire stuff. But lo and behold, here comes Justin Fields, and then he's been serviceable. 31 is definitely his high.
He's serviceable up until this week. I was shocked when I saw how many points he scored.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have been all right with less, but it definitely helps.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Sure, lucky in a sense, but I think I'll give Blake the credit, the benefit of the doubt, since he actually he sought out Justin Fields a couple seasons ago and got him, has held on to him, and whether sarcastically or not, he's been a defender of Justin Fields, and he's still on his team. Hasn't really tried to actively ship him, so I'll say he's more being rewarded for holding on to Justin Fields.
Yeah, I mean, kudos. I wish I would have held on to some people a little bit longer, and then I've definitely had the opposite too, where I'm like, why have I held on to this person so long? But
yeah, like Zay Flowers, like, why do you still have him on your team?
No, if I had to look at my team and be like, why am I holding this person? It's probably Deshaun Watson, and it's probably DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Yep. I kind of feel that way about Adam Thielen, but like his first week back with, like, he was a top 50. He was a top 25 receiver last year. His first week with Andy Dalton, he did pretty well. So I'm like, I can't drop this guy.
Yeah, I mean,
and nobody wants him, so he's just stuck on my roster.
Yeah, he's
31.
34 years old.
He's 31.
No, he's not. He's 34.
No, he's not. Adam Thielen's not 34. Adam Thielen's 34?
You think I was lying to you?
I know, I just thought you didn't know what you're talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
You wonder why no one's trading for him.
No, I don't wonder why. I know exactly why no one wants him.
Well, how much fab would you take for him? Straight up.
Like 20?
Who's the worst player you would take on my roster? Let's just look at my roster.
For fab?
Andrew's not for sale. No. Yeah, so like worst player on my team. I'll go ahead and flip through it real quick. Would you take Deontay Foreman?
I dropped Deontay Foreman this year.
Okay. Would you take Samaje Perine?
No.
Would you take the Bears defense? Gets pretty dicey.
Yeah, I finally got a backup defense. I don't know. The worst player. I like this. This is a fun question. The worst player in your roster. I mean, I'd take Mark Andrews. He's probably the worst player in your roster. Actually, I mean, would I even take Mark Andrews?
He scored 9.5 points this year. Okay, I mean, is that more than Adam Thielen? Probably not.
No, Adam Thielen had a touchdown.
He's tight end 39.
That's crazy.
That's probably before this game is even over, too. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That's rough. But I'm trying to think of what else we need to talk about. We might be getting some new content added to the show this week. We'll see if it happens. If it does, we'll be sure to throw it in here. We had a volunteer to help come up with some more analytical data,
Yeah.
some more content for the show. So we're excited to get that in. I don't want to release the spoiler just yet,
Yeah.
but if so, it's going to go into the episode right now.
Wait, we have to right now. Y'all enjoy what we're about to show.
Hey, League. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to add some of my own analysis here. We'll see how this goes, see if people like it, and then maybe we can do this regularly. Or get some input on what else people would like to hear. So some real NFL analysis first, and then we'll get into some of our league analysis.
Thursday night game, we've got the Bucks and the Falcons coming up. This could be a fun game. Thursday nights usually are not as high on offense, but these are two good offenses, so we'll see if the Falcons can get rolling against the Bucks, kind of like the Bucks have been rolling against everybody. They just stomped the Eagles, even though they didn't have any receivers. The Eagles didn't, but we'll see if they can keep that going here against the Falcons. Really liking all of the Bucks players right now. Bucky Irving might be taking the job from Rachaad White if he gets some good runs broken off. But we'll see if that leans one way toward the hot hand or if we get more of a 50-50 in there. As far as the Falcons goes, we got Bijan with the hamstring. We'll see if he plays, but at the same time, I'd expect the Falcons are going to be playing from behind in this game. So we're probably going to hopefully get Kyle Pitts going. Maybe he'll have one catch at least. And some more targets for Drake London. I think Kirk Cousins might be the problem with that team right now. So we'll see if we start hearing some calls for Penix. Next, we can look at the Vikings and the Jets. That's right. Vikings, obviously, they've been really good. Their run defense especially has been great. They've just been dominant in their 4-0 run so far. Sam Darnold, really happy for him, happy for the whole team. They're playing the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, it's an old rivalry for him, so he's probably going to want to come and show out. But at the same time, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, these guys have not been performing to the level that we expected of them. So can they get it going against the Vikings? My money's on no, but we'll let them play it out and see. Ravens Bengals, this should be a fun one. Maybe not for the Bengals, but we'll see. The Bengals have possibly the worst defense in the NFL. So all the Ravens, we're going to be starting them, except maybe Mark Andrews. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll see if Isaiah Likely is the new starter there for the Ravens, but definitely Henry, definitely Zay, definitely Lamar. And then as far as the Bengals go, we want to start them, but at the same time, the Ravens just shut down Josh Allen and the Bills last week. The Bengals do have more good skill players than the Bills do, but probably not as good of a quarterback. So we'll see if they can get it going against the Ravens. I don't think so. I'll get into a little bit of a dart throw play for them in a little bit. But for now, we'll move on to the last two more NFL games I want to talk about. We got the Browns and the Commanders. My guy, Jaden Daniels. Oh, man, I wish I had a better team to put around him, but he'll get his hardest defensive line matchup against the Browns this week, so see if they can keep the run game rolling. Myles Garrett's been a little bit banged up, so that could help out, along with the fact that the Browns' offense is just terrible. That could get a remedy this week, though, against the Commanders, who do have some of the worst secondary in the entire league. Their run defense pretty good, and the whole defense as a whole did play well last week, surprising a lot of people. So we'll see how that goes. And the last NFL game to touch on here is going to be the Panthers and the Bears. This is interesting because the Bears have basically won their two games on the back of their defense, not because of the offense. But the Panthers are also one of the worst defenses in the NFL. So between the Bears' good defense, Panthers' bad defense, the Bears should be able to pull this game out. And the Panthers really weak against the run. So Roschon Johnson, DeAndre Swift, really liking them. As far as the Bears receivers, someone will have a good game probably, but good luck picking who it's going to be. We could have Keenan Allen lead in targets. We could have Adunze lead in end zone targets. We could have DJ Moore. I don't know. Just he's obviously their top right now. But that could yield to Rome Odunze at some point here. So we'll see how the Bears offense can perform against the Panthers. I'm not really downgrading the Panthers offense against the Bears defense because they haven't been that dominant that I would downgrade players against them, but definitely I'm wary about Andy Dalton. So now let's take a look at some of our league matchups here. We got some fun ones this week coming up. And I'll also add some ideas on how we might be able to outmanage some of the other managers in the league. So starting off here with my matchup against Super Lamario, I don't really expect that I'm going to win this week unless I can pull out a trade for somebody. If anybody wants to trade for some first round picks, I'm all ears. But yeah, I understand it's a little early in the season for most people to be trading valuable players. But at the same time, what I would do for Lamario's team, for Zach Miller, if I was trying to outmanage him, I would be flexing Yoshivas instead of Javonte Williams, just because I think he's a better upside play. He's already gotten double-digit points twice this year. Javonte has not at all. The Denver Broncos are just bad on offense, while the Bengals are playing the Ravens, who should have their hands full with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Bengals should be playing from behind, so Yoshivas should get a good number of looks this week. Now, that's advice that I want to say this is NFA, not fantasy advice. So I'm not licensed to give fantasy advice. But let's move on to, well, Logan against Wes. Not a whole lot to say about this matchup because I think we do know who's going to win. But what I'm hoping for Wes's team is that we get, he has his first rounder in 2026. Maybe that could turn into Arch Manning for him. We'll see. But then, yeah, Logan's team probably will steamroll him this week. If I was going to try to outmanage Wes, I do have an addition. I would probably be putting Kareem Hunt in over Miles Sanders. Then we'll move on here to what I'm calling the game of the week. It's two of the better teams this year so far, and it could be the closest matchup. It is the closest projected matchup, so we'll see how that plays out. It's going to be good game lad Riley's team versus Josh Levinson's team above average. So looking at this matchup, first of all, Riley, congratulations on the year so far. We thought that your team was not going to be as good, but you have dominated. Sucks about Rashee Rice, but it's still, we're having hope that he is going to be able to come back this year at this point. If it's not a fully torn ACL, then, it could be 9-10 weeks and he comes back just in time for Jordan Mason to not be a thing anymore. And then you can, carry on some of that production. But so we'll see if, sticking Andy Dalton in there, maybe he can carry you through the rest of the season as well. But as far as this week's matchup goes, it is going to be a close one between these two guys. Some of the bust potentials that I see on each team, possibly Rashad White. If Bucky Irving breaks off a couple good runs there, then he might take the rock for the rest of the game. So we got a bust potential there. I actually do like Darnell Mooney against the Bucks. He should have some opportunities there, but at the same time, he could also put in not too many points for you if things don't go well in that game. Bust potentials for Josh's team. Obviously, losing Rashee Rice. We don't know if Kelsey's healthy or good anymore. We got Patrick Mahomes. Josh really just hoping at this point that, Patrick Mahomes, this is not a new normal for him, or that, they can at least pull something more out of him this year, instead of just having to wait till the future. So we got Patrick Mahomes on bus watch. We've got Tyreek Hill on bus watch. Unfortunately, Tyreek will be on bus watch pretty much every week unless they trade for another quarterback over there. The tight end position's a little bit weak on both sides here, but I do like Riley's edge at tight end, even though they're both projected in the threes. Tight end's just been rough all around this year, though, so that's fair enough. And then, obviously, Gabe Davis, boomer bust player, but with the emergence of Brian Thomas, it does kind of look like Gabe's on the back burner there in Jacksonville. But at the same time, I do only see one major boom potential in this matchup. That's going to be Jaden Reed. Fully healthy Jordan Love for a full week. Guys just really good at football. They're playing the Rams. Everything lines up. Hopefully Dontavian Wicks doesn't come out and overshadow Jaden Reed though. So yeah, that'll be a fun matchup to watch this week. We've got a lot of players that we're waiting to see how they're going to be going forward. So yeah, Riley got some guys in the upswing, Josh some guys on the downswing, but they kind of met in the middle, so now they're evenly matched. Yeah, so we'll move on here. We've got Justin and Blake's matchup. This is a fun one as well. Blake's projected to lose, but that's because Saquon is still in his roster right now. He's got Justin Fields, who I think Justin Fields could go for 50 against Dallas. They're missing Lawrence. They might be missing Parsons. They're already out Brown. Just really rough for the Dallas, especially the interior of the defense right now. Although Jordan Love against the Rams, that's probably a lot safer play. Higher floor, equivalent ceiling maybe. But yeah, so I do like some of Blake's players, but at the same time, even without Jonathan Taylor this week, possibly, Justin has a number of players who are on my personal watch list to boom because of their NFL matchups. And I talked about a few of these earlier. He's got DeAndre Swift against Carolina. Just that's almost one of those. It's such a good potential matchup that it feels like it might bust because you just know it's going to be good. But hopefully that's not the case for Justin. And then we've got Drake London. I think the Falcons will be playing catch up against the Bucks. Whether that turns into production for him, we'll see. Not liking T. Higgins against the Ravens, but on the other side of that, you've got Zay Flowers against Cincinnati, which I know Cincinnati is not as weak against the pass as they are against the run, but the defense has been bad overall. So I do prefer Zay over T this week, but he's gotten both, obviously. So. And then we got Rome Odunze against the Carolina Panthers, who obviously have a bad defense. Talked about that earlier. I think a lot of that production might be stolen by the running backs. A lot of the production on the Bears this week, I think, is going to depend on the game flow. If the Bears can get out to a lead, then obviously I think the running backs are just going to dominate on the ground all day. If the Panthers get out to a lead, then it's going to be more of the passing game, in which I think that should help DeAndre Swift as well if he gets some passing work out of the backfield. But yeah, so a lot of boom potential on both of these teams this week. So this could turn into our game that has 140 points, 150 points in it. At least that's what I'm looking at this week. So moving on, not a whole lot to say about Christian and Josh Rich's matchup. It should be a close game. Christian's team's pretty straightforward. He might get a chance to play Algier this week if Bijan is out. It doesn't seem to be that's going to be the case, even though it is a Thursday night game. But we're watching it's a hamstring injury, so the worst possible scenario for Josh Rich is that Bijan starts the game and then doesn't really play much after like the second quarter or the first quarter. So if he tweaks the hamstring. But yeah, it might be fun for Christian to throw Tyler Algier in his flex instead of maybe instead of Judy and Ford. They've got a good matchup. Maybe instead of Jerome Ford, he did well last week, but he has kind of struggled. So it might be kind of fun just to throw Algier in there, see what happens with Bijan. Be kind of a fun way to beat Josh if things worked out well. As far as Josh's team, it's just been rough, man. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson not performing on that Jets offense, overshadowed by Braylon Allen and Alan Lazard, surprisingly. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think that they're going to get it going against the Vikings, but it is Aaron Rodgers' old rivalry, so there is potential there. Overall, the boom bust potential, I probably would give the edge in this matchup to Christian. But then, Josh is projected more higher, so Christian could have a couple boom players and still not quite get there. Last matchup of the week, not as intriguing. We've got Corey against Zach. Corey dominated me last week with like 150 points, just 20 to 30 point potential on every spot in his starting roster. Just insane. The matchups are not great this week for Corey, but at the same time, like the players that he's got have not really been matchup dependent at all. So not super worried about those. We'll see if Kittle plays. We'll see if Evans plays. But at least Evans has been very reliable. He doesn't really miss time. Then on Zach's side of the ball, it's just, again, been tough. He has Rojo. He definitely could get some runs versus Carolina here.
Exactly.
And if we didn't just show anything, then sorry.
Yeah, I'm definitely not editing this out if it doesn't happen. So.
Yeah, and then once we actually know what it looks like, then then we can kind of cut to it and know how it fits in the show. So
yeah, bear with us. Under construction.
Spoiler.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Okay, so I guess what I want to know is, with injuries mounting up, bye weeks are coming up. I think I saw the Lions are on bye week 5, a couple other teams as well. So definitely some playmakers are going to be out of people's lineups. I want to take a peek at the waivers. I feel like we've kind of ignored it, and waivers haven't been – they're great early in the season. I think as the season goes on, pick it over a good bit.
Yep.
But I'm curious, who's the best player on waivers right now? I'm just I want to know.
Probably a defense.
Honestly, we're looking at it, there's Ty Johnson projected for 3 points. There's Cordero Patterson.
Honestly, it's probably the Titans defense.
Yeah. Panthers defense is shaping up to play Chicago, just picking on Caleb Williams. So defenses are honestly just a revolving door on most people's teams.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get them out of the league. They just take up roster space.
It's going to be really interesting the end of the 2026 season because we're transitioning to Superflex in 2027. So there's going to be this period of time where contenders want defenses and are willing to pay a price, but know that they have all the leverage because defenses will be just disappearing soon. So I'll be interested to see some of the trades that happen, like if someone is out of the running for playoffs but have a top defense, what that will look like.
I think we've seen a second before. I don't think we'll beat that.
I don't think so either.
I can see us matching it.
Well, no, why would anyone beat that when I'm either going to lose this player or let's salvage what I can from it?
Yeah, but imagine the Dallas defense, 3 years ago, whenever it was just insanity, right? They outscored quarterbacks.
Well,
did you see someone at the deadline just trading a first?
I can't see that. No, not in 2026 when they're about to go, because it's I don't even know if you will see a second at that point. The closer we get to 2027, the more value defenses are going to lose.
I could see Levy doing it. If he's teams going off.
Yeah, I offered Ryan a second for the Dallas defense after week 1, and he turned me down, and I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah, I could see someone sending a 2028 second for sure in 2026.
Well, at that point, we'll have a 2029.
Nah.
Right, yeah, we already have 27s. Next year we'll have 28s. In 2026 we'll have 29s.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
2030 right around the corner.
Yeah.
My goodness. So, yeah, waivers are bare thin. You're looking at Jonnu Smith and Greg Dulcich on waivers for tight end. Demarcus Robinson, Justin Watson, Kansas City. Oh, I didn't think about the injury to Rashee Rice. That's a big storyline there. So, big injury on Riley's team, 4-0, but he's losing Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
And so I think this does two things. I think it's an uptick for Travis Kelce. So a little bit of hope for Christian's team. Not any good news recently on CMC. Sounds like he's just still kind of ailing. But I think Riley's team takes a hit. Rashee Rice was looking good. He does have the other Chiefs receiver, Xavier Worthy, but honestly, I feel like there was room for both of them to succeed, so I don't really think it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
But that one stings.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, it makes me a little bit nervous because that's going to hurt his max points for. And I mean, Wesley has a pretty sizable lead, but like I have Wesley's first, and so Riley losing Rashee Rice is a big hit for point production. So I don't love that. Like he's 4-0. He's 4-0, but he's also like third last. Like he's second to last in max points for.
Dang, even I have him beat. It's pretty bad.
In max points for?
In points for, I can't see max points for on the website, but
It doesn't show them. It doesn't show on the website. Harley's messing with the audio.
Yeah.
All right, so Wesley's before week 4 ends. Wesley's at 262, Ryan's at 335, and Riley's at 341. So
341.
He's still got an 80-point buffer, but makes me nervous.
Who's the most max points for?
Me. I have a 100-point difference between I've left 100 potential points on the bench over 3 weeks.
What's my difference? I'm curious.
Yours is worse than mine. So you're third in max points for. You've left about 135 points on the bench over 3 weeks.
Yeah, but when you roster 3 defenses and have players like Rome Odunze suddenly get 20 points and DeAndre Swift get 26 points after getting 3, what do you expect?
You should make a trade. You should make a package trade where you get rid of like 3 guys with potential for 1 really stud player.
I thought I did that, but evidently not.
That's tough.
Yeah. But you should do that. I think you've done it. I think it's worked.
It has worked. Just got to figure out the right thing. I don't know who I'd do it for. Everyone wants my 2025 first right now.
Really? Everyone wants it?
I'm getting interest on the first, obviously, and then Brian Robinson Jr.
Wait, why are people trying to get your first?
Not my first, the first I own. Wesley's first.
You mean Wesley's first?
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course. Everyone wants to pick
Yeah, I know.
I mean, so, okay, if the season ended today, you had 101, and the NFL draft happened. After watching 5 weeks of college football, you're like, this guy, that's who I'd take.
2 guys that have jumped out at me. And again, I also have to see where they go, so I don't know. But like 2 guys, I'll just answer 2 guys that have jumped out at me are, there's that Boise State running back.
Yeah, dude.
Like I've got several old running backs, so like he would make sense for my roster. And honestly, like I don't know, Jalen Milroe, kind of has the Jaden Daniels vibes to him, so could be him. Outside of that, I don't know. What is it? Luther
Burden.
Luther Burden. A lot of people have talked about him. Maybe it's just because he plays for Missouri, but his stat lines never really jumped out at me any week, and I haven't really watched him, so it's not really saying
You're gonna
much.
watch him this week. They're playing A&M.
I know. I'll be watching him this week. But there's a lot of talk around him, but I don't know. So those are names that I've either been following or popped out to me, but I don't know if I'm ready to take a quarterback yet, since there's still several years till we're super flex.
Yeah, are you gonna wait for Arch Manning or something?
I would like Arch Manning. I've got multiple first rounds in 2026, so we'll see.
Yeah, could be good. I don't have any first till 2027, so going to be missing the honeypot for a little bit. But
you don't have any first till 2027?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I shipped off my 20. It must be my 25 to get Jonathan Brooks, and then I sent my 26 probably last year, probably for the Puka trade. I think. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Dang, so you're gonna be trying to ship Jonathan Taylor soon to get some draft picks. What it sounds like.
I've gotten some offers, but still holding out hope for my team. I mean, as you can see from max points 4, I'm up there.
Yeah.
Just need some better managerial skills right here.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, we have. I mean, maybe we have the worst 2 managers on this podcast in the whole league.
I'm curious, like, is there a lineup of mine that would have beaten yours? I don't think there is this week. Gino's actually doing okay, so I made the right start there.
I mean, DeAndre Swift would have given you, and J-Mo, they both give you quite a bit more points.
I mean, I could have picked up anyone off waivers for more points than Mark Andrews, so
True.
That's rough to watch.
Yeah, I mean, DeAndre Swift gives you, 16 more than A-Chain. But I still don't think that
22 more points than A-Chan. A-Chan scored 4.
How many did he score? 26? I thought I scored 22. So 22, and then J-Mo gives you, 14 more?
Plus
So it's
14.
36. So you wouldn't be beating me right now, but it'd be a ball game if you started then.
Yeah, it'd be relevant. But
You'd feel bad doing that. I think we should do. I like the idea of doing it like a weekly tier list, like we did last week.
I'll take a stab at it this time.
You go for it. Yeah.
So looking at the league here, I'm going to say tier 1, it's got to be Corey. I'm going to say you, just consistent there, scoring above 100. And then I'm not ready to say Riley. Sorry, Riley. I know you're 4-0, but I just can't do it. I'm going to say Levy, though. He's got Kenneth Walker back. He's got A.J. Brown coming back in the near future. Tyreek Hill's still been a letdown, but obviously we know why with Tua. But James Conner, man, he just keeps going.
Makes me feel like a fool all the time.
And then Jaden Reed, I mean, he's still been impressing. Goddard's been serviceable. I mean, he's probably tight end 1 given the tight end landscape.
Yeah.
Yep, he is. So, yeah, I think that's an easy call for me there. Kenneth Walker scored 3 touchdowns.
Levy's going to be glowing hearing himself be in tier 1.
And then I'll put tier 2.
So you wouldn't have Josh in tier 1 after putting up 150 last week.
I'm going to keep it to 3 tiers.
Okay.
Is that how many you did?
I think I did 3 and then Wesley.
Okay, we might have to do the same then. Tier 2, I'm going to put Riley just based on body of work here. I'm not saying it's glamorous, but hey, wins are wins. I'm going to put Blake. I'm going to put Ryan. I like his team. And I think I'm going to cut it off there. Tier 3.
Wait, where's Josh? Have you said Josh?
Yeah. Josh, both Joshes are in tier 1.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say Josh Rich, so I was just confirming.
Okay. I'm throwing it in there just based on.
Yeah, I would too. I don't think I can knock. Like, it's not a good week, but it's fine enough week.
And then in tier 3, I'm putting myself, Zach.
Wow, tier 3.
Zach.
Wow.
Christian.
Wow.
And who's left?
Zach is averaging like 112 points per week, and he just put up like 85 this week. That feels like a little disrespect.
He's starting Juwan Jennings and Yoshi. I'm keeping him there.
But Juwan Jennings is he's like the number 2 receiver there. Brandon Ayuk is a bust. IMO.
Hey, I'm just calling.
That's fine. Hey, that's fine. Your tier list.
I mean, I put him in the tier with me. I think pretty highly of my team. I mean, at least I did. And I'm in tier 3. So, hey, nothing but up for tier 3 guys, right? I mean, because tier 4, or we'll just call it tier 3B. We'll call that Wes. So,
I mean, again, like that's not anything towards Wes. He's working with what he was given. So.
Is he though?
That's a good point. You're right. That's a great. He did ship off his best assets
without his own first. My goodness. He'll never make that mistake again, though. I believe him.
He just wanted to get into the action. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, he couldn't wait till at least April. It just had to be done in March. Jeez.
Yeah. So I think I probably would have stacked more in the second tier, but you're a heavy tier 3 guy.
Yeah, I just think until I can prove something, and these other teams with me down there.
I mean, you're still about to be 2-2. You're not even have a losing record.
Yeah, but there's 6 teams at 2-2, so that's why I think. But there's like a break between the 2 of those. I mean, even though Riley's 4-0 in Tier 2.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd have Riley in Tier 2, so.
Nah. Losing Rasheed Rice, that does sting. But hey, 4-0, I can't put him in Tier 3. That's
fair enough.
That's just mean.
All
Okay,
right.
is there anything else we want to talk about?
Man, hopefully Outmanage is going to be in the App Store this week. I'll be, few of the things, we'll be having, like, recording all of our, like, the league rules, so all the laws or all, like, I'll call them laws we voted on and passed. I'll have them there. And then maybe start to collect, what I call in the app lore, but, like, our stories. So, like, anything exciting that's happened, kind of keep, like, a ledger in the history of the league. I think that's a fun little thing, but yeah, we'll be getting into the App Store hopefully this week, so I'll be pushing a lot more once we do that.
Yeah, I think the lore one, I think that's really fun because, yeah, there's been a couple pivotal moments, and we should see if everyone could give an account of the story. I'm not sure if it has capacity for that. I haven't made it over there yet, but
yeah.
I think it'd be interesting if everyone had a quote, and maybe we get them on the podcast. Like,
oh, that'd be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, like, what went through your head when you saw that? Interesting things like that.
Yep. And I'm gonna try to go, and we'll also be like posting, like, obviously the podcast will be on there, so you get alerted when the podcasts are out, and then like we'll feel like post articles and stuff. So like I'm gonna go through the podcast and log the hot takes we all took, and I'll load that into a piece of content that'll be in the app, so we can kind of track everyone's hot takes throughout the season.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, just loosely looking ahead, I won't dive too far into it in case our other portion of the show covers this. But week 5, I'm playing Blake, so hopefully you can have Blake on here next week. We can see how badly I beat him. Obviously, I'm set to destroy him on projections alone, and I always hit my projections. And then you get a bye week, so that's lucky.
Yeah, well, I'm probably, again, like the Lions have a bye, so I don't have Sam Laporta, but at this point, like, no tight end, with the way Sam Laporta's been playing, no tight end is about as good as Sam Laporta playing, so.
I mean, at least you dodged Quentin Johnston, so.
Thank goodness.
And Cam Akers.
Yeah, I was worried about QJ.
Yeah, I mean, he's a game breaker. Same with Trevor Lawrence. My goodness, does he look bad.
Yep, so hopefully I'm 4-1 after this week. Although I think the last 2 years I've started around 4-1, and then I hit a dry patch in the middle of the season, and I can't relax in the middle of the season because I just keep losing. So hoping to avoid that this year.
It'll be interesting.
Sweet. Well, I think that's all we got for today. Recap, did our tiers, and talked about some stuff. So got to watch a JMO 70-yard touchdown live. Oh, speaking of Laporta, homeboy just had like a 50-yard catch.
Yeah, means nothing now.
It's all points for. I need those points for. I want to buy in the playoffs.
I'm more of a fan of points for on the bench.
Yeah.
That's how I secure my 7th place finish.
Yep, that's a good way to do it. You're on the right track.
Yep. 3rd year running. I'm gonna get it.
Sweet. All right. Well, I think that's all we got. Anything else from your end?
No. Thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully we have Blake on here next week.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you said his name, so now it'll be like he'll be under the gun if he's not. Dang, Laporta was open in the end zone. He'll be under the gun if he doesn't join. So, but yeah, I guess subscribe, hit that bell, and follow us on all of the podcast apps and YouTube. Was that right?
Yep.
Cool.
That's spot on. I couldn't have said it better myself, even if I tried twice.
I really aced that, I felt. All right, sweet. Well, we'll talk to you later. See ya.
All right, see you guys.